what happens is we lose continuity here. So if there's a disruption of that tendon insertion, this will retract. So we've got the lateral bands that are no longer attached there. There's going to be retraction of those lateral bands, but we're still going to have forces coming through those lateral bands. Instead of those forces extending the DIP joint, that tension is going to be displaced to the next joint. So let's just think about the pull that's going to occur through those lateral bands as being increased. And because the lateral bands are designed to act as extensors of the PIP joint, we're going to have increased extension forces at that PIP joint. We still also have the EDC that's attached as the central slip there. We have all of these extension forces now that instead of being distributed over both joints are being concentrated there. So that force is going to create this hyperextension force at the PIP joint. Normally the volar plate will block that hyperextension, but some people have laxity. Like here you can see that there's some laxity to the volar plate so that there's some hyperextension. Over time that's going to attenuate. Attenuate means that it's going to lengthen, thin out, and so it's going to become more exaggerated. The DIP is still being controlled by the FDP, so we've got this flexion pull. So this is how the swan neck deformity evolves. But also we've lost the extension force at that DIP joint. We've got the flexion force. This is a secondary consequence of a mallet finger, would be a swan neck deformity. And over time, these tissues can tighten. And then instead of just having to treat the mallet finger, we've got to lengthen these tissues back out, and the intervention becomes much more involved.